Some of you might know that I've spent almost 25 years in politics, and the first rule you learn in politics, never allow people to be seated behind you. But I can tell you, having the Dalai Lama behind you, you feel quite good. To create a place once a year where the brightest minds from science, spirituality, and arts meet to inspire themselves, to better themselves and the world a little. And perhaps to think the unthinkable, how we can renew this planet to make it more human and more spiritual. This was the idea at the beginning of my vision of Waldzell. What Hermann Hesse has dreamed up as a romantic vision, I wanted to become something, a reality, at least once a year. And 4 Waldzell meetings have demonstrated that there is more courage of spirituality, more intellectual experiment, and more idealistic commitment that I would ever have dreamed of. Waldzell has become a place of intelligence and inspiration. Many friendships have developed among the speakers from the various disciplines. And some of them have become my friends also. Like Alan Weber, one of the best human beings I met in my life. Like Paulo Coelho, who unfortunately is not here, for all his passion and zest, which always energizes me. Or David Goldberg, who introduced me to some of the wisest rabbis of the world. But, of course, David will always be my most beloved rabbi, although I'm a Catholic. These 4 years of Waldzell have shown me personally that it's time to move on and make the next step. And this 4th Waldzell meeting, where all the wonderful speakers, all the wonderful participants, of course His Holiness the Dalai Lama participated, was the most enriching and the last Waldzell meeting I co-created. Strengthened and inspired by all the wonderful talks we had within the past days, I have to move on and to return to a point where new ideas not only thought and created, but also implemented. And what better place is there than the very beginning? The place where we learn to understand the world. I want to close the gap between the things children all over the world learn every day in school and those things they would really need for their future. The goal of my next project is to engage the brightest minds of the world, of course including the Waldzell speakers and the Waldzell community, but all disciplines, to create the schools of tomorrow. And this will be my way to continue the spirit of Waldzell. Because those of you who are familiar with the glass bead game know that the fictitious country Castalia in the glass bead game is famous for its unique schools. But today, I want to thank all the friends and the sponsors, the supporters of Waldzell, who helped Gundula and me to make it the success it is today. I learned a lot of Brother David. I had the chance to be in the car with him. And the most important thing I learned from him is gratefulness. And it is only 2 weeks ago I made a decision about my next step, but I had to think together with Gundula what's the next step for Waldzell. And we both agreed that I will give the leadership role in Waldzell to Gundula. And I wish her all the energy, and I ask all of you to support her to meet with this challenge. A vision without resources is a hallucination. That means that both of us will need, Bill, you know that, will need money and will support in order to realize our new ideas. And both of us would appreciate very much if we get support from as many members of the Waldzell community as possible. When Abbot Georg Wilfinger, the 67th abbot of this unique Melk Abbey, which has become my spiritual home in the past 4 years, quoted in the welcome notes to the very first Waldzell meeting in 2004, the wonderful poem Stages of Hermann Hesse. I did not realize at that time that someday the final line of this poem would make it easier for me to leave and to make the next step. Wohlan dein Herz, nimm Abschied und gesunde. Bid heart, bid farewell without end. Thank you.